I heard your unit, maybe a part of your unit was used near Pokrovsk. Can you say something about that? Because there was the breakthrough from the Russians, and you repelled it. And now they have some pockets over there, and slowly you are eliminating those threats. Can you say something about that?
Unfortunately, my exact crew wasn't there because we have some pressing issues elsewhere. As you know, the front line is always moving and is not really stable at the moment. But I fortunately know some of my battle brothers who were there. And yeah, so as you see, Russians are employing this new tactic of 1,000 cuts, or so they call it. They slowly creep into a certain territory that they mark as poorly defensed. I'm not going to say that Azov is better at war fighting than some other brigades, but as you can see, sometimes it happens. Sometimes these breakthroughs are are gonna happen, and fortunately, our guys took a lot of them prisoner, destroyed a lot of those supply lines because destroying the supply lines is one of the key ways to actually win a war, and targeting their huge, immense stockpiles of weapons that always terrorize the. This is the another aspect of this war that we're talking about. I don't know about your friends from Lebanon, but when you return to take a break from all this war into your home city, and it is as well being attacked by a Russian drone, it just compounds the stress. It just compounds this imminent feeling of danger that is always with you. It stays with you every night, every day. You think about your, oh, what about your loved ones that are stayed behind, there is no home front because even the home front is being attacked relentlessly every day. I know the bombing runs were also present in World War One, in World War Two, with bombings of London, and then but it's a different scale with 800 drones or something going inside Kiev airspace and then flowing through to Polish airspace. This is insane. Also, in the First World War, I think they had this shell shock idea that
Yeah.
it's gripping you and it won't take hold of you. But right now, our guys are just working with the families of people killed, of our brothers killed in action. They're working with our loved ones as well. So if any of our family also require any support, they're also there. I wouldn't say that Ukraine as a whole adapted to this new reality because we're not out of the war, and we'll have to see in 10 years, hopefully when the war is ended, what will come of all of my battle browsers will come with me after we are out of the war and into the civil life integrated. But also, back to the question of Pokrovsk and Dobropile, I think this is where the most fighting actually happened. The Dobropile direction. Uh, the idea of stopping this breakthrough, the breakthrough doesn't happen overnight. So they amass two or three soldiers. They throw away their undesirables, but they really are undesirables. The prisoners, the alcoholics, the drug addicts. We've seen those people that were captured by our guys and hopefully exchanged for all those Azov servicemen members. They are just littering them and ordering them hide inside a certain position and then amass, amass, and amass. They're playing sort of a cruel hide and seek with their own forces, and then they come out into from their hiding and essentially overwhelm a certain position. It's a known tactic. It's a very strange form of hide and seek because you are always trying to evade enemy gaze. So we are always watching with our drones. We're always surveilling the positions, but sometimes it is not enough to just watch. We have to react, and sometimes you cannot react outright because there are some pressing issues elsewhere. You cannot divert your attention to all the front line, all so it's going to be dispersed. These breakthroughs, I think, are going to happen here or there from our side as well. We also do this, our special operations forces, because we have in Azov a special operations group that works with artillery in kind. So they provide, I think JTAC is the most accurate representation of the American army and the position that they have. They're providing close. They're going into close quarter battles with the Russians, and then they provide corrections and adjustable data for artillery to strike in the pincer maneuvers. And they are dealing with these small scale tactics that, when applied on a massive, like a on a on a frontline direction that is being guarded the lowest, the least. I think it's a no-brainer to just throw everything you have there, like the most amount of meat as possible. And we on the Ukrainian side, it's a more of a David versus Goliath battle. It has been, and it will be for a while now. We have to save as many lives of our personnel as possible, because the land will get it back anyway. I'm certain of it. And however many years it will take us, I'm not really here to speculate, but I'm here to vouch for all our guys that we're not going anywhere until we've freed that land and until we've avenged everyone who's fallen and taken everyone from the captivity. As you know, hundreds of ASF servicemen are still in captivity for 3 years, for 4 years now, almost
Hmm.
coming into the fourth year. And we want to gather as many prisoners of war on Russia's side as possible to exchange them. And that's another problem. We want to follow the rules of war. We want to follow the rules of engagement. We want to follow the Geneva Convention. And the Russians, they don't have this. They don't have this doctrine in their heads. I commend every one of our guys who take them prisoner alive and also provide care. I also know one of my battle brothers who was a combat medic. He personally provided care to at least two occupiers, to at least two enemy soldiers, and they survived only due to his actions. And to imagine this amount of stress and responsibility on your shoulders while actively trying to prevent a breakthrough on this, because we see statistics, we always see statistics, some kind of a video that showcases the heroic defense, but we don't actually know the stories behind them. And when you hear those stories from people who were there, your blood boils and holds still inside your veins. It's horrific what they do to their own servicemen. Like it's their, I think it's their idea. You have to put the fear of God inside your own men so that the enemy will fear you as well. It's crazy. It's actually
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah. One of the most important thing is that you don't lower yourself to their standards. That's quite important, because if you do, you lose the support of the international community, and that you don't want to lose that. One thing I do appreciate, and that's why I started making videos about the war, is that I know Sun Tzu, The Art of War. I'm not sure whether you
Mhm.
ever read it,
Yes,
but
yes.
it's great. Small booklets. It's not correct anymore completely, because it's
Tons of years have passed.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the parts are not in good order anymore. But okay, it's still enough, and it's great to see that Ukraine is working like The Art of War. And I love to see that the tactics. That's great. That's why I started. I was an instructor, a weapon instructor in my time, and I had to teach also tactics. So the art of war was something I needed to discuss, and I just love to see that. I don't love the war, but I love to see the tactics of it. So that's what I appreciated. And people always say, "Will you only show the Ukrainian side?" Yeah, that's the interesting side, because the Russian side isn't interesting. That's just throw them in and see what happens. And you said the undesirables, let them walk, and then Ukraine shoots back. Maybe you hear in the background, that's the F-35 going around
Oh,
here.
I could
You know?
actually don't hear it, but it's awesome.
Okay,
Can you
it's
see it? Can
loud.
you see it? Oh, okay, okay. Hopefully, you don't
um,
see, you don't hear anything from my side, because it will mean that the Shahad is somewhere
yeah,
here
yeah,
hunting
no,
us.
that will be
We would really
the
love to
air
see
movement.
F-35s here in Ukraine. I would really love that sound. It's gonna be
Yeah,
awesome when it comes down to it.
well, it is loud, but I hope that you will hear it someday. But on the other hand, I truly hope you hear European fighters, because I think but that's my opinion, we should depart from the United States as soon as we can, because they're not to be trusted. And that's terrible thing to say, but 80 years from the Second World War, we have said thank you enough, and now the leader of the United States is just a traitor, and he brings a problem for Europe. So I hope you hear
The
Mirage,
Mirages 2000, yeah.
yeah, and the Gripen and that sort of.
Gripen,
I
yes.
hope to hear that you hear them soon, because that will mean Europe is growing, and yeah, that's something we should go to. Um, I do want to talk hours with you, but we can't do that. So
Okay, of course, of course.
that's a pity. But I do want to say I appreciate your openness and the fact that you gave so much information. And I think that as a unit has the power and the ingenuity to make it an opportunity. So I wish you well, and I truly hope to speak to you in the spring of 26.
Thank you, Tom. All the best to you, and yeah, we'll fight. We'll fight for our freedom, for the freedom of the whole Europe, and
Yeah.
just to show that you cannot encroach on any other borders, be it Germany, Netherlands, what have you. You cannot deal with this illegal war of aggression. It's not going to fly. We're going to stand for what's right, and with your support, with people watching, I think we have all the chances, all the possibilities to make it happen. Just I'm really grateful for this conversation.
Thank you. And I'm gonna ask the viewers to donate some money, and I'm gonna ask Sitske if she's available later today, and I'm gonna add it because we're gonna donate something, and we did last week have an action, and